everyone. Welcome to SteamDaily.com. I'm Steve Wade, along with my colleagues Mike Henry and Ree White. Okay, guys, the race at Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California, won by Jimmie Johnson. With that victory, his second in the chase and the fifth of the season, he moves into first place in the chase, 12 points ahead of Mark Martin, the former number one, who finished fourth. Okay, Mike, is the fat lady warming up?
Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Oh, yeah, that's definite.
I see no way he doesn't win it. It's going to take him losing it as opposed to somebody else winning it, I think. He's going to have to be in a big wreck or a couple of big wrecks maybe.
Yeah.
Something's going to have to break on the car, which almost never happens with that team for obvious reasons. They're ready every week. I just, I don't see anybody other than Johnson winning right now.
Well, still, Ree, you've got five guys, what, 105 points behind, not an over, the margin that cannot be overcome, but obviously it's Johnson to lose, I would think.
Oh, I would think so too. And it's five guys. You're 105 points back to Jimmie Johnson. It's not like your average 105 points back.
Right.
Jimmie Johnson in the chase is a whole new animal versus what drivers usually compete against. And he's hitting his stride at this point in the season. He's fixing to head to some tracks where he's really good. And like Mike said, I mean, he's going to have to blow it himself. And I just don't see he and Chad Knaus doing that. They are just so rock solid at this time of the season.
Well, that's true. And but still, Mark Martin, 6 races to go, I believe, in the chase. Mark Martin is only 12 points behind, has been really stellar in this chase. So you can't really rule him out at this particular point in time. I think what he needs to do is just keep doing what he's been doing, right? Would you agree, Mike? There's nothing else he can do.
Yeah, I mean, keep finishing in the top 5. But you look at Montoya, who's finished in the top 5 every race in the chase. Where is he? He's third, 58 or something behind Jimmie. So you got to look at those guys and say and look at what they're saying. Look at what I'm doing. It's not working. I'm not gaining on the guy. What else is there to do? And this brings up the question we don't talk about very often, but you look at everything everybody's done, and Jimmie's still in first place. Do you start thinking about, would a teammate take out Jimmie to help out? Everything else has been tried. Let's talk about that. Would that ever happen?
Did it? Well, I'm sure it did. I don't know whether it was intentional or not, but I'm sure it did. But I also know that NASCAR pretty much keeps their eye on that sort of thing. The guys in the chase, they want to leave them to race for it. They don't want to be involved, I don't think, with calling any penalties. I think that's why they're warning them. And I think they warn other guys, if you think you're going to get in trouble by racing a chase guy pretty close, we advise you don't do it. But otherwise, let's look at another side of the story. There's a guy, when you talk about turn out the lights, the party's over. For some of these guys, it's over. Biffle, no question about that. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman, Casey Kane. They pretty much got to go out there and just race for a victory, wouldn't you say?
Oh, poor Casey Kane.
I
mean, here he is. He was up there in the top 10, and he gets hit. First, Kurt loses it, and he gets hit, and then he gets in a crash with all his teammates are caught up in that crash. And Vickers had this stellar run to get into the chase, and now he's just been besieged with problems. Have all caught up with him. And it's just got to be heartbreaking for these guys. I don't know if it'd be worse to be these guys or to be Jeff Gordon and you're up there and you're pushing Johnson and you're still just losing ground and losing ground and losing ground. I don't know which would be a more frustrating position to be in.
Well, I think we've reached the conclusion that Jimmie Johnson is the man to beat for the championship based upon his performances. And as Ree said, he's got some good tracks coming up. Okay, that's about it for today and SteamDaily.com. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steve Wade along with Mike and Ree.